Hello and welcome to GeForce. I am Julian here with Neil from LG, and we are going to talk about OLED GSync compatible televisions, which for those who maybe don't know, what is it about OLEDs that make the TVs so amazing?
The main reason is because they're self-emissive, which means each pixel illuminates on its own. So you can have one pixel at full luminance right next to one that's off. So that infinite contrast ratio is really what gives the pop that you see when you look at it.
So for a PC gamer, why do you think they would want to have an OLED GSync compatible TV?
The response time of the panel itself, the OLED material switching on and off, is incredibly fast. This isn't a compromised product where it's a TV that happens to be good at gaming. It's a great TV and a great gaming display. It just opens the possibilities.
Soak it all in. So you get a lot of the benefits of the OLED technology without the stuttering or tearing that you might otherwise encounter without a G-Sync compatible TV. On top of that, there's just the sheer size of these things. I mean, what's the size range of your OLED TVs?
So this year we're introducing a 48-inch, which is new. We also have 55, 65, 77, and 88.
That is pretty incredible. What made LG decide, okay, we are going to produce OLED TVs that are G-Sync compatible?
My role within LG has been focused on image quality in our OLED TVs for the last 3 or 4 years. Gaming was an area that we didn't initially focus on, but as I started to see that the input lag times were coming down and the quality was going up, it made a lot of sense for us to look for a partner who we should work with. NVIDIA is the obvious choice when it comes to gaming.
Once you decided, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to make the technologies work together, was it a difficult process?
OLED TVs have certain unique characteristics that make them ideally suited to gaming. For example, the fact that it's self-emissive, there is no backlight that needs to be separately controlled. So if you're trying to reduce your input lag so that you can improve that gaming experience, OLED is elegantly simple. It would be unfair for me to say that the engineers didn't have to do some things. You know, getting G-Sync validation is not something that anyone can just go and get, but perhaps the fact that it was OLED made that a little bit more simple than if it had been a different technology.
I think what every gamer at home who's watching at this point is thinking, when can I get an OLED G-Sync compatible TV?
The 2020 TVs will be available early second quarter of 2020. But 2019 OLED TVs are also G-Sync compatible with a firmware update since around October, I think.
Well, Neil, thank you so much for letting us just bask in the glow of these TVs.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in here on GeForce. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of CES 2020, and we'll see you for the next one.